Oh, it's gonna be. This is good. Strawberry patch.
Oh, thank you. The holes are from a woodpecker who worked real hard to get nothing because there's no bugs in my trees. But you know what's interesting about the woodpecker? I had this really neat man come from Italy who had been farming all his life. You could look at his body, his skin, that you could tell he'd been outside a long time. I mean, he had that weathered look. And Italian people as a culture are not to themselves. They're very outgoing. And this guy's in my face. Everybody's saying, "You can't do that. That's not how you do it," you know? And I says, "Well, come look." And he's starting to get like, I got lied to. And so when he saw my tree over, he says, "You know that they did it on my cherry tree and it died." And I says, "Your cherry tree wasn't well." He says, "This tree's not affected by it because it's well. Your cherry tree." And so you can see in his face, he's starting to like shift gears like, whoa. So I was showing him over here, the reason why things grow so much better on my fruit trees is the Creator showed me this principle. I want to show you. It's really huge. You see the roots of my trees, these are all dwarf trees. All my trees are dwarf. You know how they create dwarf trees? You know how they're made?
Grafted.
They graft into a rootstock that doesn't develop a root system because you have a small root system. That's going to maintain a dwarf tree. But you know the Creator laughs. In Psalm chapter 2 it says God laughs. And God laughs at the whole concept of a dwarf tree. He just starts smiling, like you got to be kidding. Because if you plant a dwarf tree in a nutrient-dense environment, it's not going to be dwarf.
No, those are very, usually...
I have roots. You see that where his camera's over there? That's a plum tree. I have roots coming out from that tree 35 feet radius, not diameter, radius. So the Creator says, go over, I want to show you why your things grow better than the trees. Go up 35 feet from that tree and do a circle around it and imagine in your mind the size of that root system, how big that is. Look at the size of the tree. There's no way possible for that tree to take in and consume all that's coming into the roots, and so it displaces the excess out through its leaves, and the plants are being fed from the top and the bottom. And I thought, whoa, huge, totally huge. And what I'm seeing is so cool about this, you're going to see, I have all this stuff growing in my trees, is that because this is nutrient dense, plants growing around them take nothing from them because there's so much. There's plenty for everybody. And what what you're going to see today when you walk through my place is everything I'm growing, all my food is on a half an acre, 1/2 acre. And I'm producing so much, it's incredible. And what I want you to get is the reason we have large farms in the United States is because they're producing so little. The reason they're big is because they're producing so little, because it's unnatural. When you have nutrient density, you can grow a lot in a small space, because it just happens. I can't help it.
Hey Paul, what's your thought on the wildlife?
Wildlife?
The critters that come around.
You see that dog?
Yes.
My sense is that I like wildlife, but this is private property, and you're not welcome here.
Okay.
And if you come here, you're trespassing.
Okay.
And I have a security system that's going to take you out if you don't leave on your own.
Okay.
I'm being serious. This is private property, and I will not tolerate the livestock, the wild critters to come on my property. There's plenty all around you out here, but not here. But you know what's amazing about them? Right across the street, my neighbor has an apple tree that the deer come right past to get to mine because they know which is more nutrient dense. They're very intelligent. They know where the good stuff is.
The good stuff over here.
But now
They
that
haven't decimated any.
well, because I just have a young dog. Last year they did, but this young dog is making a difference, and it's awesome. I'm so thankful. No, I'm going to walk right through it. Thank you. Now, as you walk through, I just want you to notice the density of apples on these trees. You know, it's awesome. And they all get big. They tell you if you don't thin, they won't get big. That's not true. Do you see that tree there you're leaning on? Is that one unusual looking tree to you? Does that look like a Japanese bonsai? Look at that thing. It comes out of the ground, does this split. There's no central leader. It's like the coolest tree on the planet, man. I love it. And you know what? It's a Japanese tree. It's Mutsu. Yeah, people tell me that this is the first time in my life I had to bend over to pick an apple.
Oh, you were saying that a normal apple tree that hasn't been done this way, it's going to take a few years to get it there. Is that correct?
Depending on its size, if they're real old,
Yeah,
you're not going to correct it immediately.
These are old trees.
Yeah,
And
and
I'd like to get them like that, but it would take about 3 or 4 years.
But here's the thing: is 1/3 of max. You can't take more than 1/3 of the entire mass at any one time. So you got to do it over time.
Slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a demonstration. I want you to see. You see this root sucker right here? Everybody, come look at this.
That one there.
Right there. That's coming from that plum tree over there.
That's a plum tree.
That's a plum. So that Italian guy was telling you about, this is so cool. This was here when he was here. It was real tall. And I told him, he says, that's impossible. The roots only go as far as the drip line. See, that's what he's told in school. So he breaks off a piece and he walks over there and he looks at it and he says, he says, this is coming from that tree. And I says, I want you to get it. It totally blew his mind. He couldn't believe it, but that's reality. This is where that's coming from that tree, 35 feet away. So just in your mind here, like you come out here, do a circle around that tree, this far out, all the way around, and imagine how many roots are there. And see, this is why my trees, I don't have to water. You see, it's not about the amount of water in the ground, it's about the plant's capacity to take up the water. And you see, when you have a totally weak tree with roots only go as far as the drip line, you got to water a lot because there's no roots. When you have a root system this big, it's getting water because the roots are everywhere, and they can.
Will you leave that there now?
I'm going to leave that there because I love having a demonstration. Because a lot of times my son's out here pulling stuff and says, I like having something I can show people because this is, you can't, I can say it, but when you see it, you can't deny it. Oh, he's baloney. That's not real, but there it is. What do you think about all that produce over there in my trees, that cabbage and all those potatoes? Isn't that cool? Under my trees. Look how good that looks. I got cabbage over there, under my trees.
Well, how old is this tree?
That tree's there 3 years old.
3, okay. Not that. It was close to that.
And you see, it's still standing up. It won't last so long. You see this tree here? See, it's all bent over because the weight of the fruit bends it down. The weight.
See, mine looks more like that.
Yeah, that's how they should look. But that's not going to be that way for long because that fruit's going to bend it over. And you see, nutrient-dense food is heavy.
And then you'll let it just keep going like this.
Well, I can't help it. What am I going to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you won't we got too much.
Well, I pruned it all the time.
Yeah.
It's always pruned.
Essentially take off everything that's supposed to go up.
Now see that, because there's a big open space there, I'll let that go because I can still reach it. I actually want this tree to grow up, but it's not getting there because of the weight. So as stuff goes up, I'm saying, yeah, let's get some elevation here because I need it. See, my whole system, everybody's pruning their trees down. I'm pruning my trees up. It's so different when you have nutrient density.
I know. This is pretty cool. I bet everyone could just come pick their apple trees without a ladder like that.
Yeah, well, it's convenient. Ladders are not fun, and then these trees are so thick you can't even get in them. You're smacking your face and putting stuff in your eyes, and
It's dangerous. Yeah.
it's dangerous, Where this is easy.
I have 3 apple trees that are not bearing. Is that because of the way that I don't have any of this?
They're probably not well. Now, do they bloom?
Yes.
Okay, if they bloom, they're not bearing, you have a pollination issue.
I have honeybees.
Honeybees are not good pollinators. When your trees are blooming, if you're paying attention, it's cold outside. If you look where your bees are, they're all inside eating honey. They're not outside. Mason bees are much better pollinators.
Mason bees.
Honeybees are not native to America. They were brought from Europe,
Really?
and they're lousy pollinators. Because our trees are blooming here way beyond.
So can you buy a package?
No,
of
but
Mason?
if you drill holes, you get blocks of wood and drill holes in it, they'll show up.
Okay.
See that barn over there with all the holes in it? Mason bees just started coming when I built that barn because I had holes to live in.
And that's what pollinates.
See, your native bees have no honey. So when something blooms, they're hungry. And they're going to go there because they have no other option. Where honeybees who have honey, they can wait for a warm day because they got food at home.
I learned something.
It's interesting. It's very interesting if you look at nature.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have for this video. Bang around that bell icon if you want to be notified when new videos come out. Call us on the hotline if you have comments or questions and want to be featured in an upcoming video. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Check us out on the website, and we'll see you guys on the next one.